It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to call this Monday, June 26, 2023, Board of Equalization meeting to order. The first item is discussion and possible action regarding approval of minutes of May 12th, 15th, and 19th of 2023. Roll call first.
Roll call.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. First thing, it's a roll call. Yeah, I didn't start at the top of the page. Okay, roll call. Mr. Brett Town.
Present.
Ms. Eleanor Thompson.
Present.
And I'm Patrick Crawley, and I'm here. Notice was properly posted. Okay, now we got to the first item. Discussion possible action regarding approval of the minutes, May 12th, 15th, and 19th.
Mr. Chairman, I would move approval of the minutes of the previous meetings.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All right, next item on the agenda is a phone appeal. BOE number 135. It's account number ending in 3950. And it's LSREF3 AH Chicago.
Correct. That is going to be Mika Breen.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to acknowledge a typo on that notice of meeting was properly posted. We'll fix that on the minutes because that can't be posted tomorrow.
Oh, June 20th. I didn't even read
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But it was properly closed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll fix the typo on the minutes.
Okay, go on. One more. Go on. Okay.
Hi, you've reached Misha Breen. Please leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great. Bye-bye.
Good morning, Misha. This is Patrick Crawley, Chairman of the Board of Equalization in Oklahoma County. We've got at least one property on the agenda this morning. It's our BOE number 135, account number 395, ending in 3950, 1818 South Meridian. It's 10 o'clock and we're starting a meeting, so we'll put you at the heel and go forward. Thank you. Anything you're saying up.
Okay. Well, next is going to be Ryan Freitas. He is also by mail, so we'll go ahead and give him a call.
By mail?
Or by phone. My bad. It's early.
How do you pronounce that? Frida?
I believe so. Freitas.
I just found out that Micah is Misha.
Yeah, it's pronounced.
Ryan speaking.
Yes, Mr. Freitas, this is Patrick Crawley, Chairman of the Board of Equalization in Oklahoma County. We have a property on the agenda today. It's our number 164. It's account number ending in 1000. It's property at 19501 North 10 for Pennsylvania. Are you prepared?
Yes, I'm prepared.
All right. I show that the assessor initially had this at $16,019,360, and at the informal hearing adjusted it downward to $15.6 million. And you got it? You're wanting $13,260,000. Is all that correct?
That is correct.
All right. Tell us what you want us to know about this property.
Okay, well, this is a pretty straightforward case. So this property sold in November of 2021, and I submitted the borrower settlement statement. Now, although the total purchase price was the $15.6 million, there were some $40,200 was allocated to business personal property, and then $2,299,800 was allocated towards intangibles. So The real property improvements, they only have $13,260,000 allocated for on the borrower settlement statement. So that's what the client is requesting.
Okay. Tell us about this property.
Oh, it's an apartment complex, the Point at North 10.
The what?
The Point at North 10.
Oh, the
apartment.
Point, okay. And?
Yeah, there's really not too much to talk about it there. There's not really any issues or anything like that. This is more of just a case based off of the settlement statement.
Okay, do you have income from the apartment information?
I do not have any income information.
Okay. And then,
Sorry.
oh, wait a minute, we've got a question from Ms. Thompson.
So we have we basically have a 14-month lapse between your purchase and your valuation, and you're saying there was, even considering what you want to subtract for inventory, there's been no appreciation in value in 14 months on this property, right? That's your argument.
Well, that's what my client wants. That's their argument. Technically, there probably is some appreciation. Between that and the value date, it's a little bit hard to say exactly how much it's appreciated between those 2 points. But that's what they are requesting, yes, the 13.26.
Right.
Okay, anything else you want to know?
Yeah,
Oh, wait, we got-
I was just gonna make the statement that during that time period, the average appreciation in Oklahoma County was 16%.
Okay. Did you hear that?
Oh, yes.
Okay. But your client was $13,260,000, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, anything else before I hear from the assessor?
No, that will be all.
Okay, we'll hear from the assessor now.
I'd like an explanation as to what's included in the intangible property amount that they asked for, or that they allocated 15% to.
The person I deal with at the company didn't have any explanation on what the allocation was for, because she didn't handle that. So I asked, but I was never told what the allocation was based on.
Okay. And then,
Well, what I would like to make this comment is that what we have seen quite a bit of in the past few years are people coming, or companies coming in and buying these properties, and typically what we see is that what they'll do is they'll do the opposite of what this was, is that they will file doc stamps for like $13,260,000, and then they'll say that the rest of it was personal property or intangible property, like what he's saying. And then we will find out later through CoStar, which is our subscription service we have for commercial property, leasing, purchasing, and that type of thing, where we will get confirmation that the purchase price was indeed the whole amount. And in fact, if you'll go and you look at this thing, they actually filed the doc stamps for $15,600,000. So it's one of those deals that they're trying to do. This is my opinion. This is the opinion of many other people. Is they're just trying to shelter off a certain amount of money by saving doc stamp fees. And many of these things that we have seen has been exactly 15%. But at the same time, they can't come in there and they can't explain what 15% intangible value is. And there's not an intangible value on an apartment complex. I mean, it is what it is. It's for lease. You have your tenants. I think it was like 97% occupied at the time of sale. So, there's no intangibles on one of these things. And in fact, I don't even believe we're assessing a personal property amount on apartment complexes now, because we had so much confusion with people about, how much is it going to be per unit for, assigning a value for personal property. So for the past several years, we've just lumped everything into the real estate side of it. So I can't answer if they did actually file anything or not. I just know that's typically how it's done.
All right, anything else?
As far as the purchase price goes, I think it was like $116,000 per unit, which is very common from what we've seen the past few years. And again, since we did not get any kind of income, rental information, expense information, or anything like that, the only thing that was provided was a settlement statement, and so there was nothing that was done by our hearing person. I do want to say that, can you go to notes, please, Michael?
How many units are we involved here? At $116,000.
Go to next, condos. Let's see. Go residential living units. Does it have it down there?
It won't let me. Building 1, Michael, I'm not building.
Oh. Oh, yeah. You're on building 4. Go up to building 1. Yeah. We lump them all in building 1. So now go back to.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know if you got an answer yet.
134.
134.
Okay. Well, that, you understand, that was the math, but you never know. So people's math,
Right.
a little different. Okay, anything else?
No, I don't believe so.
All right. Mr. Curtis, you hear all that?
Oh, yes, I heard all this.
Okay. Anything you want to add now?
I don't have any further evidence to provide.
Okay. Well, we appreciate the information that you did have, so I'm going to go ahead and close the hearing on BOE number 164. Thank you, Mr. Freeman.
Tell me about the letter.
Wait a minute. Wait.
The letter you'll get.
Oh, yeah. We're going to meet Thursday, and we'll decide what the property value is, and we'll send a letter out to you then.
Okay, oh, that sounds great.
Okay? All right. Well, anything else? Anything from the board? Okay. We're done with BOE 164.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reed.
Okay, so we do have a phone number here. I'm not sure who's going to be on the other side of it because I've dealt with a few different people here.
This is on
With
the
Dillard's,
Okay.
yes. But we're going to call this number and we'll see who answers. So like I said, I've dealt with a few different people on this property. So.
It could be Saddam Hussein.
So that first one was
Hello.
mine.
Yes, Ms. Tate,
Yes.
Jill Tate,
Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is Leah Pollard.
Leah. How you spell your name?
Leah, and the last name is Pollard, Pollard.
Okay. Better tell you who I am. I'm the chairman of the Board of Equalization here in Oklahoma County. We have a property that apparently you represent. Our number is BOE number 179. It's the account number ending in 4007. It's property at 1901 North Expressway.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it looks like the assessor had initially assessed this at $10,094,825, and after the informal hearing, or at it, the assessor lowered that to $8,457,248, and it looks like Ms. Pollard, your client is asking for $7,242,000. All that
Yes,
correct?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what you want us to know about this property.
Okay, so basically, I am the appraiser that did the appraisal. So we have 2 appraisals for fixed assets, and then we have another one for inventory. I don't know if you'll have those in front of you, but just real high level, I can just go over it with y'all. We'll go over fixed assets first. And what we did is we did a cost approach based on the market. So we hire a third-party company that does market research and creates depreciation schedules. And what these depreciation schedules are is since they come from the market, they encompass all forms of obsolescence. So in appraising, you have to consider physical, functional, and economic obsolescence. And how you do that is by going into the market. So seeing exactly what computers are selling for, retail store fixtures, and warehouse equipment is selling for. So we use those depreciation schedules from Property Tax Research Services, and then we applied them to Dillard's costs. We index them up to present market, and then we use those depreciation schedules for from PTRS to get to our appraised value for the fixed assets. And for this site, our fixed asset value is at $1,384,000.
Okay,
And based on the market, and then we have another one that is for inventory, and the inventory is based on Dillard's, their actual markdowns that they have plus freight. So
Plus
Dillard
what?
has their inventory costs, and then they also have their markdowns, which are not realized until they hit the register. So that's where we kind of come in afterwards, since the definition of value for retail is cost doesn't equal value. So basically, if I were coming in as a willing buyer, this willing seller would purchase all of their inventory. For me to turn around and sell it, I would want to look at what their markdowns are. So we take the actual cost of the inventory, and then by that, because we all know that retailers have their markup, we take that markup out of their markdown, and then we take that out of the inventory cost. Because if I, business sense, I'm going to want to take that out of my inventory cost, so I make money when I turn around and sell it. And then also we took out 4% for freight. So when freight is typically an expense cost, Dillard's can have 4% of their freight actually included in their inventory cost that is passed on. So we removed that. And then we have a value for inventory for this site at $5,858,000. And that gives us the total requested, as you were saying prior, $7,242,000.
all right, so your inventory, you got it, 5,000,000,
858.
Yes, $5,858,000.
5,858,000. Okay. All right. What, anything else?
That's it.
Okay. We'll hear from the assessor.
I think we'll start, she talked about the depreciation factors that they use to calculate the values, and we're required by law to use the Oklahoma Tax Commission. They publish every year factors that we use. We have to use those across the board to value all property in a fair and equitable manner. So we can't allow the taxpayer to supply their own, because that's going to put us out of compliance. So with that being said, we did assess the fixed assets at a reduced amount based on an inspection that was done last year that did show some excessive wear on those items, and so we kept the value the same as we did last year on last year's adjustment on the appeal there. And then we also gave them a 20% reduction on the inventory, which is typically the maximum that we allow on that, because what we typically see with retailers that have the same issues that she's discussed here in terms of slow moving inventory and things like that is that usually there's a range between 10 and 20%. And so we gave them the maximum, which is 20% reduction on the inventory. And so we feel that's fair, especially for a high-end department store. This particular location, we were told last year, is consistently the top producing store in the country. So we feel that that's a fair adjustment on that.
This is at Penn Square.
At
right?
Penn Square Mall.
Okay.
Is speaking the Little Rock store?
That's what we were told.
Wow.
All right, what, and do you have the figures for your fixed assets, what you came up with?
The fixed asset total. For this store is 1,906,942.
Okay. And the,
And the inventory is 6,550,306.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
Why did you drop it from 10 million to 8 million?
So that's a total, that's mostly the inventory, and it was based on allowing them some of that shrinkage,
Okay.
which is due to, you know, all retailers experience that, due to theft and
Okay.
breakage and all of that kind of thing.
We'll use the maximum
The maximum,
20%.
yeah. High-end stores, we understand, are gonna have probably more theft than usual, so.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
All right.
What was 22's valuation?
I never asked that. I don't have that here
Okay.
with me.
It's okay.
We can pull that up.
Valuation
Yeah,
history.
if you'll, yes. The top, scroll down a little bit. The 22 TRO. 8,079,422. And that's gonna be the total for the fixed and the inventory.
Any other questions from the board for the assessor? Okay. Did you hear all that, Ms. Pollard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have any response you'd like to make?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm going to close the hearing on BOE number 179. And I believe you're on the next property, which is BOE number 180, which is account number ending in 6167. It's property at 2501 West Memorial Road. Looks like the assessor initially had it at $5,052,589 and lowered it at the informal hearing to $4,162,230. Is that right? Miss?
Yes.
That's what we get, figures, your figures, okay, and your client is asking for $3,786,000, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell us what you want us to know about this building.
Okay, so this is the same exact methodology as the previous parcel. So for the fixed assets, we have a appraised value of $565,000. And then for inventory, we have an appraised value of $3,221,000. And that gives us that grand total of $3,786,000 that you said previously.
Okay. Anything else?
That is it.
All right, we'll hear from the assessor.
Pretty much the same thing. This is just a store at Coil Springs, and so it is a smaller store, but the same reasoning applies. In terms of, we gave them the adjustment to the fixed assets that we settled on last year with them based on excessive wear and tear, and also we gave them the 20% reduction on the inventory to allow for those things that we mentioned earlier, all things related to the shrinkage of inventory.
And the 20% is the maximum by law.
Well, the 20% is not necessarily the maximum by law. The law doesn't give us that. They just tell us that we need to account for it. They don't tell us how much.
Okay.
And so that range is what we've come up with just over the years of dealing with these types of businesses and seeing where that falls.
Okay.
And so.
Where's the 20%? Does it come from the tax commission?
So that comes from our office, and that just
Okay.
comes from, like I said, our experience of seeing these requests and these numbers presented to us by retailers over the course of and it's, a number of years,
Okay,
that's the range that we typically see. Any more than that, and it's because the business is closing, they're not gonna make it if they're not selling their inventory and making money there. So, again, we gave them the maximum, which was 20%.
What was your FF&E calculation and then your inventory calculation?
Okay, the FF&E was 600,810. And then the inventory was 3,561,423.
And then the 2022 valuation?
Was 3.822048.
Thank you.
Did Dillard's complain last year for either store?
They did for both stores. They appealed with the same thing, an appraisal that was done.
Okay, did you adjust?
We adjusted to that final number.
okay. Anything else from the board? The assessor? Anything else? Okay.
No, sir.
We'll hear from the taxpayer now. Did you hear all that, Ms. Tate?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything that you want to add?
No, sir.
Well, okay, I'll close the hearing on BOE number 180, which is the last one on our docket. We appreciate your input, Ms. Tate, and we'll maybe talk to you next year.
Well, tell them about
the
letter.
Oh, yeah, we'd send a letter out on Thursday. We meet and decide the value of all these properties we're looking at. And then we'll send a letter out to each one, and you'll get on these two properties, a letter telling you what we found. Okay?
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
are you
Thank so
in,
much for your time.
are you in Arkansas? Where are you?
Me, I'm in Houston.
Okay.
All right, well, how's the humidity there?
Maybe I have to
It's gotta be suffocating. Okay, well, thank you, we'll talk to you later.
All right, thank y'all so much.
You bet, bye.
All right, bye.
Well, we will call Mika again.
We had Target and they withdrew. This is my third year. This is the first time we've ever had a store.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of appeals because they typically understand, the assessment process.
Misha, is that right?
Mika or Misha, something.
Misha.
Something.
Misha.
Misha. Okay.
This is Hyatt Hotel.
Hey.
Good morning, Miss Misha Breen.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Well, I'm on the right side of dirt.
Is that the one your father-in-law used to say better than the alternative?
All right, we've got actually, we had the first one on the docket today, and we had to put you at the heel.
And I went and got my coffee, and that's what happened.
I got you. Yeah, that coffee's important. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, this is BOE number 135. That's our number. It's account number ending in 3950. It's a property at 1818 South Meridian.
Yes,
The
sir.
assessor has it at 6.6 million, and taxpayers wanting 4.2 million. Am I right?
Yes, you're correct. And basically, I don't have anything else to add on this. I just need to get a board order. We have prior year under appeal, so I really don't have anything else to add on this one.
Okay.
All right.
So that's great. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's otherwise I'm going to come and see you guys and as well, but
All right, any questions from the board?
So you said it's that prior year's under appeal, so
yeah,
last,
2021 is on, 2021 is under appeal.
Okay.
To district court.
to district court, okay.
Yes.
Yep,
All right, that's what
that's
I,
all it is.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I don't guess we need to hear from the assessor. We've got everything on what
All right.
they're doing, all right?
All right, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so I didn't get that.
Okay, so what she's saying is that it's under appeal to the district court for the 2 previous years. And so all she's saying is that we'll just settle the 23 value along with the 21 and 22 when we get to court.
That ordinarily happens when they've appealed. We get.
And they have something that hasn't made it to court yet.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
So will we still have to roll on this though?
Yes, you
Well,
will.
yeah.
That's what I
Yes,
thought.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all she's asking for is a denial, so it will follow up to go
Okay.
to roll into the court. here.
Got it. That's
How
what I
long does an
figured.
appeal take? I'm assuming they're separate, right? That they,
Yeah, it's
21
filed, but what
and-
typically happens is that it gets rolled into one case
I see.
or whatever. Say, well, okay, we'll settle on the 21 and the 22 and the 23 at the same time.
They sometimes take forever, but. yeah.
Yes, sometimes they take forever, and I'm not too sure that one of them actually didn't get dropped, during 21, I think, that didn't actually make it. They didn't actually file it with at the next level mistakenly,
Okay.
which has happened before, so.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't anything else to say. She, just like in her documentation, she just didn't send anything, just please deny me so I can follow up later.
Okay. All right, well, that'll be easy.
Yeah.
All right, anything, I don't see any citizens, but anything else from the board?
no, I guess, are these apartment complexes for tomorrow?
I haven't seen tomorrow's yet.
3810 North Penn, and.
I haven't even looked at yesterday, or
North
tomorrow's
Santa
yet.
Fe.
Tomorrow, let
You
me try to
go,
think,
Chad.
because I sent the packets this morning.
Probably apartments.
Apartments. North Santa Fe, that's a long way up there, isn't it? No, I mean.
What's the address?
14200 North Santa Fe.
Yeah, that's not too far from this previous.
Wait a minute.
One of these is a senior
Where'd you come up with
citizens.
that? I've got 1818 South Meridian.
I'll talk that one tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow?
No,
What are we talking about tomorrow?
There's a senior citizen.
We haven't adjourned yet, I don't think.
Yeah,
Let's do our
I don't see citizens and, yeah, any more input from the board on today's docket? All right?
Mr. Chairman, I move we adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
14200 North Santa Fe is Ben E. Keith Foods.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, it went, because one of these we did already, remember? It's Bravo. One of these is Bravo.